it's Kate from Inkstampshare.ink. I'm going to show you how to make this gorgeous little piggy card today. This is going to be my thank you card for my customers this month. And we have a new set of pens that have been brought out this month called called blends. They are alcohol markers, and we haven't had a range of alcohol markers with Stampin' Up for some time, so we're very excited about it. In fact, I'm not really used to using them, and I think they're really easy to use. They come in, I think, I've got to remember rightly, how many different colours do they come in? Is it sort of, well, there's 27, so they come in 12 different colours. And you get a dark and a light one of each. So, and they're all the Stampin' Up colours. So that one's Old Olive, you've got the dark and the light. This one is Pink Pirouette with the dark and the light. And these are Crumb Cake. And yeah, I decided to use these for my pig. I've got pink, obviously, classic Little Piggy colour. So I just thought I'd use these. Oh, and I've got another pink in there just to brighten up the little flower on the stamp. Yeah, so they blend really well. And they're really easy to use, and they're great fun. They're so therapeutic. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use them. So I'm going to use Memento ink in Tuxedo Black that we do. Now this is the best for using these alcohol-based markers. So I'm going to go and ink up the pig, and I'm using this one. It says, "You make me happy." I don't know about you, but when I have a large stamp, I like to take the ink pad to the stamp. It saves getting it on the acrylic block, and you can also make sure that you've inked it up really well because you can see what you're doing. There you go. Let's stick that back down there. Okay, so I've got a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to stamp him in sort of in the middle near the top and just pop him down there like so. Give it a couple of seconds to soak in the paper. There you go. Isn't he fab? Love, love, love this stamp set. I get him out every now and again. It's called This Little Piggy. There's loads. This one's cute. She believed she could. So she did. Fab. So that's the stamp set, and I'm using You Make Me Happy. Now, I didn't want to put Says Thanks on it, so I wanted just thanks. So I've got my Thankful Thoughts stamp set out. There's loads of thank yous on that, obviously. It's all about thank you. And I'm just using this classic thank you. So my card layer is just slightly larger than this layer, and this colour is powder pink. So I've done it 1/2 centimetre bigger, and now all the measurements will be on my blog at Inkstampshare.ink, so do hop over and you'll be able to see it all there. So I've just done it 1/2 centimetre bigger all the way around. So, and then my card blank is in Whisper White. And that then, again, is 1/2 centimetre bigger all the way around to make my layers. So the card blank is a piece of A4 card cut in half at 14.8 centimetres and scored at 10.5. So this makes it 14.8 by 10.5. So my layer is then 1/2 centimetre smaller at 10 by 14.3. And this one then is 9.5 by 13.8 centimetres. But obviously the measurements are on my blog, so don't worry about writing it all down. Okay, so this is the piece I'm going to be using. I'm going to concentrate on. Now these blends are so simple to use. I'm going to take the Pink Pirouette, and I'm going to start with that. Actually, before I do my colouring, I'm going to use the powder pink ink pad that goes with the cardstock layer. That's also powder pink. I'm just going to ink up my thank you really well, and I'm going to do that underneath. It's a really simple card. You could churn out a batch of these thank you cards and have them on hand, which would be very useful. And they're really cute. There you go, got a nice little thank you underneath there. I'll let that dry a second. The great thing about these alcohol markers is you can take these little enamel shapes that Stampin' Up do, and you can colour them. And you get them any colour you like. So I am going to take the dark Pink Pirouette. Oh, I can't get the lid off. They've got a tight fit on them. Oh, there we go. I shouldn't have been so forceful. Right, and I'm just going to colour it. Now you won't see much change because it's such a very light colour, but it does match beautifully. There you go. Well, you can see the red one that I did for a project earlier on. I had an extra one. Right, okay, so I'll let that dry as well. Pop it to the side. So I am going to show you how to blend these. Now, I go start with the they're dual tip markers, so they've got a thick end and a thin end, and I start with the thin end to start off shading. And the great thing about this is they're kind of square, so they won't roll off your table. Perfect. And I'm just going to go in and put a little bit of detail, just a little bit of colour where the shadow might be, or where the difference in his skin colour might be. I might make that arm all dark pink pirouette. And just do it like this. And I want to make him a fat piggy, so I'm going to shade around his back and his bottom. Little round one. And his tummy area needs to be shaded. Like so. I'll give his snout a bit of extra pink and the outside of his ears. So this Memento is great, this black ink, because it doesn't smudge with the alcohol markers. So you get the idea. You don't have to be hugely accurate. You just need to shade it where you think he would be shaded. Okay. Ooh, sorry, my dog's barking. And then I'm going to take the light pink pirouette marker, and using the thin end again, I'm going to blend it together. So I'm going to show you how I do that so you don't end up with any harsh lines at all. So I'm just going to take the colour at the bottom and push it up. Sorry if it makes a bit of a noise. And so that it blends, and you can use a little circular motion to blend it together, or you can just push it up. And then you will lose that really definite line, and it will all blend and leave a good old like shadow. And it really does work well, and you end up with a great lovely shadow and a nice little fat piggy and no harsh lines. Just continue to work. Now they dry very fast, so if you're going to do a very large area, I would work in small areas and not do all the dark and then all the light, because they do dry quickly. Sorry about the scrunch sound. I'm not pressing very hard, it's okay. And yeah, and then you can see the shadow and you can see the line disappearing. And it looks fab. He looks like a lovely fat pig. And so you could just keep blending until those lines have disappeared. Like so. And you can spend as long as you like. Very therapeutic, a bit of colouring. So you can do the larger areas with the larger tip end, the brush tip end, if you want to. I'm just going to keep blending this in. And then I might just use this end to go in the middle. And we have Little Piggy. I wasn't going to colour him all in because I thought it would be very tedious you watching me colour, but it's not a very big image. He's just a little pig. So there you go. So that's more or less the piggy done. I'm just going to keep blending, make sure it all blends perfectly. Nearly forgot his little leg. Oh, there, he looks fab, doesn't he? So that's the piggy part. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of the crumb cake for his trotters, just to give a bit of detail there. There you go. Here we are. Oops. I'll use the dark pink pirouette for his tail. Very good close tight lids on these, which is good because it then stops anything from drying out. So I've got two colours in the old olive, but I think I'm just going to use the dark one because I just want a line on my daisy to make the stem. Now if I was going to do a big leaf, I would do two colours and shade them, but it's just a tiny bit. And flower. I think we'll do the flower in dark pink pirouette here. There. And then a bit of Calypso coral in the middle, I think. You make me happy. I think this is me. I'm the little piggy. Little being happy. dear me. Right, okay, so I have got the little heart that I coloured in. Let's just take it off there. Move those out of the way. And I'm going to pop it here, right next to the thank you. There we are. Oh, let's shut my ink pad up. Such a simple little card. And I'm going to stick this layer onto my pink layer with some Tombow glue. Let's just grab it. You can see how it bleeds through the cardstock. This is meant to happen. That's exactly what alcohol markers do. So you always need something to cover your work surface with, just to make sure it doesn't bleed through whatever it is you've got covering there. But this grid paper is brilliant. Saves. This is also in my Stampin' Up shop if ever you need any. And it's got all the measurements along the bottom and the side, which makes life very easy. And you can also match up all your stamps to line them up on the grid. That's what I use it for a lot of the time. So here we go, on it goes. I love these markers. I haven't stopped playing with them since I got mine. They come, as I said, there's 12 colours, and then there's 3 speciality markers as well. An ivory one, which is like a skin tone, and a very light skin tone. And then there's a bronze one, which is a darker colour. And then there is a colour lifter as well, which can lift colour if you go slightly over the edge. I'm just going to pop that one on there. So each marker is really good value. They cost £4 each, which is fabulous for an alcohol marker. So a little combo would, the combo of the 2 would cost you £8. And the whole set is still £4 each. The whole set is £108. There we go. So I have just launched my Blends Club in my shop. Which means that if you would like all of the markers but you don't want to buy them all at once, it's a bit of a hefty outlay, then you can buy them over a 4-month period. So do have a look at Inkstampshare.ink and you'll be able to find all the details for that. And you get your Memento ink pad included too. So I hope you like my thank you card and this little piggy, and I hope you love the blends as much as me. He's a very happy little pig, isn't he? Anyway, thanks for stopping by.